Hey guys, what is up? Chris here with Cohesive Friendship Unit, just me today, and this is kind of the 1-year update for Oculus's last two VR headsets, the Oculus Quest and the Oculus Rift S, and a lot's changed in the last year for VR in particular. I think VR kind of had a bit of a resurgence with the Quest, Rift S, and Index, and it seems like it's healthier than ever, so I thought I would do an update to our last year's very popular video, Quest vs Rift S, what should you buy? This is like the 1-year update to that. Hopefully it's helpful. If it is helpful, please throw us a like. Let us know down below if you are on Team Quest or Team Rift S. And if you love us, sub us. We are going to be having a lot more VR content as well as general video game content coming up this exciting summer leading up to next gen consoles. Alright, so first thing I want to do is compare the hardware between the two headsets. This has not changed since last year, so it'll be fairly quick. The screens, as far as the screens go, the Quest is a slightly higher resolution screen. However, the Rift is slightly higher refresh rate screen, clocking in at 80 Hz to the Quest's 72 Hz. I've talked about in several videos. I personally see minimal difference between that 8 Hz of refresh, and I don't really see that much of a difference between the screens. Yes, they are different. I don't think you could definitively pick one over the other as a winner. Personally, I would say the screens come out to be about a wash. I'm particularly sensitive to VR sickness, and the difference between those 8 Hz makes absolutely no difference for me personally. That being said, if you know for a fact that you can notice those 8 Hz, something to consider. As far as comfort goes, Rift S wins all the way. That halo design that's also seen in the PSVR is the most comfortable by far headset that I've ever personally used, and I've used quite a few headsets. Quest, I have no idea how they came up with this design. It's extremely front heavy, which makes sense. There's a lot of processing stuff that goes into the front, but there's absolutely nothing on the back to counterbalance that, so it's extremely front heavy, and that flimsy strap does not do a lot for you. I will say the Quest is easier to just flip on and off. Personally, the way that the structure works, not having a halo design, you can just kind of like pull it off your face. Halo design, you have to crank things a little bit more cumbersome. And then for the audio controllers and tracking, they're all essentially a wash. The audio is being piped through your basically headset band on both headsets, but you can always use a headphone jack on the headsets for your own audio. The controllers are identical. Touch controllers, very strong controller solution, and the tracking is effectively the same. There's one more camera on the Oculus Rift S than on the Quest, but I find the tracking to, for all intents and purposes, be identical. Ease of use. So, having owned a lot of VR headsets in the past, I think I've owned 5 in total. One of the, especially early on, one of the biggest pet peeves I've had with VR is managing wires and plugs. Having that annoying wired tether is annoying, and having to set up base stations for tracking is also extremely annoying. The good news is both the Rift S and the Quest have great inside-out tracking, best in the business. I mean, there's Windows Mixed Reality with inside-out tracking, as well as the HTC Cosmos, and this just blows both of those solutions out of the water. Extremely good inside-out tracking on both the Quest and Rift S, to the point where yes, it is technically better to have tracking stations on something like the Valve Index, but I would not trade all that setup and headache for this truly wireless inside-out solution. So that's nice. We got rid of those pesky base stations forever, hopefully. Now, as far as that tether, the Quest is the only one of these two that is truly wireless and can be used with absolutely no other interface. You don't need a VR ready computer, because you don't need a computer at all for the Quest. You can just use the Wi-Fi on the Quest, download all the games you want, and you're off to the races. You don't have to do, it's a truly self-contained system. The Rift S needs 2 inputs. It needs a display port into the PC as well as a USB Type A connection. Well, the Quest with the Link only needs one USB-A or C input. So, I mean, right off the bat, the Quest is and can be completely wireless, whereas even when you are wired, you're only going to need one input on your PC, where the Rift S needs two inputs on the PC. It's also kind of nice that you can fully separate the tether on the Quest, because it's the Link is a secondary solution, whereas you have to have that cable on your Rift S at all times. All that being said, I will say it is much more janky to set up the Oculus Link on a PC than it is to set up your Oculus Rift S on a PC. So what's the experience like? Well, the Quest has been a game changer. Everything, a full, all-in-one, self-contained 6-degree VR unit fits in a small bag. That means I can take it and bring it to friends' houses to play some Beat Saber, or I can bring it into a different room when friends are over. Right now it's kind of sitting in a back room. If I want, I could bring it out into the living room. No problem. All I have to do is literally pick it up and move it. No wires, no messes, no problems. And when I want a little bit of a deeper single-player experience like Half-Life Alyx, I can use the Oculus Link, which for me, yes, it is there is video artifacting on the Oculus Link, but it is negligible compared to the Oculus Rift S, in my personal opinion. The Oculus Rift S is good, but as far as all of the glowing reviews I've given for the Quest, it's just okay. There are minimal wires, but ultimately you still have to be tethered no matter what. I mean, you could do this on the Quest. I don't think many people do, but you could feasibly be fully portable and watch a movie on a plane or a train with the Oculus Quest. You could have a full theater-size movie watching experience on a plane or a train with the Oculus Quest. And while you could do that with an Oculus Rift S, you would have to have a VR-ready laptop, and you'd have those two connectors coming out of your laptop, and it would just, I don't know, it's not as portable. It is still portable, and if you have a VR-ready laptop, then it would be a great experience, because like I said, all I'm really doing is bringing it to, my friends or the office or to another room. If your laptop's VR ready, you can feasibly do that with a similar amount of effort. Just a little bit more that you would have to pack in your bag. It would be not as clean as the Quest though, which you can just throw in a bag. So for support, this is kind of a key thing that I've seen the Quest has just kind of excelled at, and it's a little upsetting that the Rift S is not. Hand tracking is only available on the Oculus Quest. I would have thought by now it would have been patched into the Rift S. Seems like it's not really coming. The Quest is getting very frequent updates with quality of life things, whereas the Rift S seems to kind of be left in the dust for software updates. The Quest really does seem to be the future for the company, and if you're looking for software updates, I would be looking towards the Oculus Quest. But in conclusion, if you need the most comfortable VR headset and already have a VR-ready laptop, then the Rift S is probably for you. Or if you know you are okay with stationary, tethered VR, then I would go with the Rift S. I mean, if you know that you're only going to be playing truly tethered VR experiences and you're okay with that, like you're only going to be playing Fallout VR, Half-Life Alyx on VR, then I think the Rift S is for you. But the Quest just opens so many doors. It's a tetherless VR solution, a fully portable VR solution, and with a PC you can have the full PCVR experience at the expense of a few hertz of refresh rate and slightly less comfort on your head. The one downside, I would say, is buying the Oculus Link cable for your Quest isn't free for these two headsets launching at the same price of $399. You will need to pay $80 for the official first-party Oculus Link cable. That being said, the Oculus Link cable does support other cables, so you could go for a third-party solution, and we've tested third-party solutions and they work quite well. Maybe not as good as the official solution, but you can pay much, much less, so that's just a route that you might be able to take. And the last thing I will say about the Oculus Link is it does not support every video card right now. If you're on the NVIDIA side, you're lucky. If you're on the AMD side, it looks like you're going to be waiting a little bit longer. But that's my comparison between the Quest and Rift S. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. That is all, and I will catch you next time.